Hello YouTubers, I'm Danielle, aka Makeup Geek 1021. This channel is your source for anything related to makeup, comic books, movies, and pop culture in general. Today we will be spreading a very generous amount of salt because this is a subject that I am sure frustrates many. It's going to be on why Inhumans shouldn't be a replacement for mutants within Marvel. Now, if you are finding me for the first time, make sure to subscribe to the channel, especially with Comic-Con season coming up. There's new Aquaman footage dropping and a trailer dropping soon, as well as possibly a trailer for X-Men Dark Phoenix. I feel that most X-Men fans right now are extremely frustrated with Marvel Comics currently. If you just look around on social media, people feel that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is compensating for Jean Grey with Scarlet Witch, since they cannot get the Phoenix, but that's a different story altogether. If the Disney buyout of Fox succeeds, then we can finally get the X-Men and the Fantastic Four back home where they belong. However, what frustrates people more is the fact that Marvel has decided to try and push the Inhumans on us as a replacement for mutants. Frankly, it frustrates me too personally, and there are quite a few reasons why. Let's look at the history of these two different groups of people and see how exactly they got their powers. Mutant powers are a natural genetic. They are stems from the DNA in the form of a gene called the X gene. Mutants in Marvel were used as a platform to speak up about social justice issues like racism, the AIDS hysteria, slavery, and intolerance in general. Mutants are in general victims of anti-mutant prejudice, with groups like the Friends of Humanity, Sentinel Services, and people like William Stryker, Senator Robert Kelly, and Bolivar Trask. However, the X-Men choose to use their powers to bring peace to mankind, and once they put on that uniform with that X, they're spreading a message. Knowing that makes them a target, but it makes them even more determined to fight against mutant supremacists like Magneto and Apocalypse. However, with the Inhumans, their powers come differently. They are the result of an alien experiment done to them willingly in order to make them into Inhumans. The Inhumans' power source is the Terrigen Mist, which alters their DNA, granting them with powers. The Inhumans' mutation, if you wish to call it that, is an unnatural thing, and for the most part, a choice for them, and the X-Men didn't choose to have mutant powers. They were simply born that way naturally, while the Inhumans were created completely unnaturally. To use Inhumans to replace mutants in Marvel Comics, or even in the films, it could send the message of, you choose to be this way. It's all a choice for you. That's like saying you can choose to be black, or Hispanic, or gay. That's all a fad, which it's not. Additionally, I've been chatting with a fanfiction writer named Marvel Master 616, and I asked him his perspective on the Inhumans. His main reasoning for not liking the Inhumans is because he's told me specifically that the Inhumans in general are highly racist and xenophobic, especially in terms of, with people of color, and that fact is displayed in the comics. In fact, it is stated if you are black, you cannot be an Inhuman. And this leads into my next point. I want to cover the Inhumans constantly fighting the X-Men and mutants in general. This has come full circle to the Death of X, which featured that horrible and ridiculous Cyclops death and the character being treated horribly. During the Death of X, it is learned that the Terrigen Mists are deadly towards mutants, and as more and more Inhumans reproduce, mutants suffer as a result of a slow and horribly painful death from a disease known as X-Pox. This led to Cyclops wanting to destroy Black Bolt's Terrigen bomb to stop the Inhumans from creating more Inhumans. As a result, Cyclops became infected and he died upon getting sick, and his girlfriend Emma Frost covered it up, which resulted in Cyclops becoming hated and feared by humans and mutants in general, and now he's being branded as one of the most hated superheroes, which is completely unfair. The Inhumans essentially killed Scott, yet they are still being praised as heroes when in reality, the only thing that they do is selfishly fight for themselves. Though I would say Kamala Khan, the newest Ms. Marvel, is the exception to this. It just seems as though Marvel Comics are wanting to push the Inhumans to ultimately replace mutant kind and that should never happen. Additionally, I'm pretty sure that terribly received Inhumans TV series from this past year is still fresh in people's minds, and I cannot get over how bad the CG looked in that show, even though I've never seen it. Plus, Inhumans right now are conceived as, in general, mutant knockoffs. For example, the character Crystal from Inhumans, she can control elements, but she's not nearly as powerful or up to par with the most beloved X-Men character, Storm. Sure, both Inhumans and mutants in general come off to people as a group of misfits, but in terms of which group is better, I side with the mutants, and I am wanting so badly for Marvel to bring my boy Cyclops back. I mean, his death is pretty upsetting to me, and now we are stuck with an inhuman mutant half-breed thing called Teen Cyclops. I mean, what the hell? Alright, everyone, that's all I have to say for today. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about the Inhumans potentially replacing mutants in Marvel. If you feel the same way, sprinkle all the salt that you want to, because I agree with you guys heavily. Stay tuned for my next video, everyone, and have an awesome day.